What's up, Ride Warriors? Danny Miller back playing Planet Coaster here. Again, last time we constructed our first roller coaster, at least from a layout perspective, and that is White Thunder, our very nice out and back wood coaster that we built, which looks very, very nice, and it seems to run very, very nice. A couple of things that, first off, a few things that I will probably do offline. I may do a tunnel of some sort over here at some point, just in the lower part of the turn, perhaps. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put a tunnel in there or not, or maybe I'll put a tunnel elsewhere in the layout. Haven't really decided that yet. I really don't. I don't have a flat bit to put a tunnel. I didn't really plan for that, so maybe I won't put one. I'm probably making you dizzy as I do this. And I noticed that when I entered the game that we've got sort of these weird bits going on from the support structure, sort of the auto supports. So what I will probably do is I will probably do a little bit of custom support work on some of the taller pieces anyway. You know, maybe just these bits here and sort of just bring it out a little bit. But I will probably do that completely offline. Because from what I've seen and heard, people who do some custom wood coaster supports on, you know, some of the other pages and channels, it's quite tedious and quite time-consuming. So I may end up doing some custom wood supports for this, but I might do a video for maybe one section of it, but certainly probably won't do a video for the whole thing. So we'll see how that goes. But in general, really happy with the way this coaster came out as far as the layout goes. So I think in this episode, what I would like to do is to start the station. And based on the way that some of these rides are sort of, you know, looking like these bumper cars and also the Music Express, I think it makes sense to have sort of a midway of rides that sort of have that sort of, for lack of a better term, sort of that Art Deco type of look, because this is like it's very like county fair-esque right here with these lights, and because the bumper cars, you know, sort of look like that already, there's not a ton of customization that you can sort of do with them. But I mean, that's fine. And again, I'm not necessarily leaving the bumper cars there, but it'll sort of fit in with the type of station that I want to do, which is sort of this Art Deco style station, which is I'm kind of going from I think I mentioned it last time, was sort of the Denver, Colorado lakeside cyclone sort of look. So let's kind of look for that. And I know there's like 50s diner type pieces, wall pieces in the building sets. I don't necessarily want to restrict myself to just those. But in one of my sandboxes when I first started, clown face door, is that for like a, oh, that must be for like a fun house of some sort. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to, limit myself to, just, let's go to the walls first. I don't want to limit myself necessarily to just those type of pieces if something else will work. So we've got, like, city shops. That doesn't really look like what I want. Classic brick. So here are your diner pieces here. Crypt wall, commercial shop. Got commercial shops. See, I mean, that looks okay. Window large. Shop front. See, that looks kind of interesting and like classic, but it's not really going to go with sort of the Art Deco look that I'm kind of going for. I mean, this is it's called classic. And I think it is quite classic looking, but I don't know if it kind of fits the look I'm going for. So here's your diner looking pieces. So this is sort of let me change the my grid height is like all out of whack. I think that's on the ground. Is it on the ground? I think it is. Yeah, we'll change the grid size too, because we're gonna have to do this eventually. Yeah, I think that's on the ground. So this is like your diner doorway here, and all these things are customizable as far as color goes. So this is going to be real interesting to sort of do this type of thing. But I don't really want to enclose it. I want to sort of have crypt wall. See, I don't want to do this type of thing where it's actually looking like a diner, where it's completely enclosed and everything. I don't really want to do that. What I'd rather do is sort of have just posts holding up the walls in the corners of some sort, some sort of metal. I don't know, I don't really know what these are considered. Building material. I'm assuming there's some sort of metal. So if I check off metal, well, oh, why did you quit out of there? I don't know why you quit out of there. So we've got metal things. Is it vinyl? No, it's not vinyl. Oh, maybe it's in tin panels. Oh, so we've got tin panels. Fiberglass. It's possible that it's not under an actual. So we've got building materials and we've got building sets. So we've got the diner. So that's all we have as far as wall pieces go. So if we want to do this, and I really want to do something that's sort of a white type of look. So we would have to do something like that. Let's see if the description tells us something. Diner styled wall panel. Oh, and it's from the World's Fair pack. Okay. That makes some sense. Can we turn on content packs? Can we turn on World's Fair? Yes, we can. I don't know why it's quitting out like that, though. It's quite odd. So World's Fair. Okay, so there's World's Fair, and then Diner, and then if we go... we're probably going to have some sort of... if we go here, we're probably going to have some really neat fence options, too. That's walls. What do we have for roofs? So we've got these we've got these diner roof decorations, which look quite cool. I think we'll be able to use those. Doors and decorations. Yeah, so we've got these. These are the doors, which are the diner doors, which we're not really going to use, but we've got like classic balcony. I'm not going to use that. Decorations. We've got these types of things. We've got these neat lamps. We've got these World's Fair type lights, which is kind of neat. We've got these awnings, these paper. These aren't quite what I'm looking for. But they certainly kind of go. Yeah, see, we've got the diner signs. There's a couple of them. So we might have some options as far as signage goes. I think there's some fences that are cool out of the diner pack as well. So I don't really know what this is made of, but we'll have a go at it. I think maybe what we want to do first is we're going to use that diner pack for sure. The one thing that I do want to do, however, is I want to sort of make, I'm not sure if I want to make the queue first or not. I think you generally kind of have to know what your queue is going to look like so you can figure out where the building is going to go. So I'm going to... Oh, no, I don't want to start station on grid yet. I want to do paths. And what do we want to do for this? Swirly dark. I mean, we can always change these afterwards. So maybe we'll just go for the standard asphalt, rustic gravel. Black, gray queue path. We'll just do the gray for now. because I don't know what it's going to do for now. Select grid. Can I select a grid off the station? No. Oh, I can select a grid off of there. Good. And I can do square edges. Okay, so this is something neat. I learned this at one point. So you can do square edges to your queue paths and everything. See, I think it makes sense to have... Oh, so the grid is there, so can you not do height changes? Plan terrain, tunneling, path supports, railing on elevated. Railing on ground path. I'm not sure what exactly I'm actually able to do. It doesn't look like deselect grid. Oh, so yeah, so now I can have it come down off of there if I want it square. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now I've got a general feel of what that's going to do, because what I want to have it do, I want to have it come out here and sort of wind down and curve, and then I'll have sort of a queue out front here, maybe off into this area a little bit with the entrance sign and the exit path. We'll do something similar. I am going to extend these paths a little bit. Snapping. There we go. Oops. Okay. We'll do that for now. We'll probably have some sort of neat 50s diner out here as well that actually acts as like a restaurant. So we'll just kind of sort of fit it all into the themed area, if you will. So let's start building the actual station here. We're over 10 minutes in. I haven't really done much. This is probably going to take a few episodes to actually get this right. But we'll start it out. So I think I definitely want a white station. So let's see what we can do as far as coloring goes. So that's white. It's almost white. And what does that change? Okay, so you change that. Let's change you to like a blue. Okay, so we want you to be almost as white as can be. If we do all, is it all zeros? Oh no, all zeros is black. And all F's is pure white. Is that too white? I don't think it's too white. I mean, it's not like a bright white, so I think the pure white is fine. And then this gray, I'm expecting you to change that, yes. So we can go to 89, 89, 89. I think that looks fine. And then for this, I think, so I did color match. I did figure out where I color matched with my logos offline and figured out what colors they are. So this is actually my yellow, and I think this is actually my teal. No, that's the one I selected before. So that's my teal there, 009999. So that's my teal, and this is my yellow. So we can do that, or we can switch it round and have that. I'm not sure which one I like better. I think I like that better because it's got more teal towards the bottom. Although, I'm having a hard time deciding. Let's go back to the other way one more time. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that because the teal stripe up towards the top is a little bit bigger. And the reason I like having that teal stripe bigger is because the stuff at the bottom is going to likely be hidden by like paths and queues and stuff, and I'm gonna have to bury it underground. So yeah, so right, is that kind of where that needs to go? Yes, it is. That's where that needs to live. So we're not getting that bit on the bottom anyway. Okay, so let's sort of place these. I don't want this to be a square building. So like I sort of said when we were building our things at the beginning, you don't want to make your buildings, so I'm going to turn the building set diner, I think, right? Building set diner, yes. I'm going to turn that on so I've got my pieces there. So the one thing, like I said, is you do not want things to be square. Because perfectly square things aren't actually realistic. That's not how things are built. So this is sort of what we have here. So there's a few options. For this corner piece, we can do this where it actually comes off of the station a little bit. We could have it sort of overlapping a little bit, and I mean it doesn't. Does it clip badly? No, it doesn't. It actually lines up quite nice. So we could do this. So this, if we do this, you'll see if I do it over on this end. If we do this, we've sort of got a piece overhanging. So we don't want to do that. So we do want it to extend outside of this station piece a little bit. Now we can bring it out like a full tile, which, you know, okay, maybe. I think the concern with this is, so the problem with this building set right now is it doesn't have sort of the cutout pieces that go around your station entrances, so we might have to use something somewhat generic. So if we place this here, that looks fine, but then when we go over here, we sort of have to move it out of the way. And this will actually look okay, I think, if we move it out of the way. It's not like clipping or anything, so we can still do it. But I think if it's not going to clip, then we don't need to make it that obnoxiously larger than the station. So I think we'll just bring it in a little bit closer. I mean, we could bring it in right to there. Yeah, I think we'll bring it in as close as we possibly can. And again, I sort of have an idea in my mind as to what I wanted this to look like and sort of the theme I wanted to go for, but in general, I haven't really built this at all, and then I didn't build this and then delete it, and now I'm just sort of rebuilding it for all of your sake. I'm literally doing this straight away. Okay, so now we've got to figure out where this needs to go on the other side. So we can come over here. So that's not bad right there. We can bring it over one more bit. I kind of like having it right here though. Because we'll have some room to do some things, but we don't have to do sort of the overlap. So we'll do right there. Yeah. Okay. And like our food buildings and gift shops, I mean, this station is probably going to be several episodes worth of content, but hopefully we get something good out of it at the end. So we'll duplicate. We'll sort of mirror everything that we've done over on the other side. At one point, when I first started recording these, I sort of thought that, hey, I can talk about theme parks, theme park news and current events and some of the things that are happening, but what I realized after first few episodes is recording these. I mean, I'm recording sometimes several of these episodes a day because I play the game for a couple of hours when I have an opportunity, but we're only releasing, approximately one episode a day. And if we do like a COASTER-net update because there's a news story like the whole Indiana Beach thing, or something else, we won't necessarily drop a Planet Coaster episode that day. So doing the whole current events isn't maybe as valuable. So maybe instead, perhaps what I could do is, if you guys are interested, maybe in some of these videos, if you want to comment on things that you want me to talk about while I'm building things that are theme park related, whether you want me to talk about a certain park, talk about a certain ride, if you got questions. I mean, I obviously not going to guarantee that I get to all of them. And obviously this is episode like 27 or 28 at this point. And today, so it's the first weekend of December right now. So I think we're only up to like episode 10 or 12, or I think we're only up to like episode 7 or 8 that's actually dropped on the YouTube channel right now. So you're a far way off from even seeing this episode that I'm currently working on. So I'll probably post elsewhere about comments and things that I can talk about. So let's see what we can do here. So this actually doesn't look too bad because the edge piece is there. Now, see, that's a problem. I think we can sort of get away with that, though. We'll figure out something. Right? Okay, so I can't do that. So I can do that, and I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Ah. Alright, so that's maybe a point for moving over one more. There's smaller pieces. Whoa! It's the big drive-through piece. Roof decoration. Yeah, see, this is like the classic type of thing that I want to put on the front. It's gonna look pretty cool. This is the roof edge that's gonna have the actual lights on it and everything. These pieces look really cool. We'll do something with that. I've got the roof here. Okay, we're going to... I'm doing the shift click. Is X advanced move? Oh, I think it's M, and then I've got to do that. So this is where they were. I can't move it there, but I can move it out one more. Right there. Yeah, so we'll move it there, and I think that's in the same spot, just over one more. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got good lining ups there. And now we can go back to our wall. Hopefully it's kept the same colors. Yes, it has. And we can do this. Ooh. Then we'll spin it round and do that. Okay. So this is looking pretty good so far. I don't want the lighting to be slightly better. What time of day do I have it set to? It's 3 p.m. It's 2 p.m. Let's make it 3 p.m. 4 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Okay. So that's good. We've got some good, a good idea of what we're looking at there. Okay, so let's go back to our flat roofs and... Okay. Now that's odd, sort of the catwalk and the railing sort of prevents us from building it, you know, right here. But as soon as we go here, we can build it to our sort of heart's content. And the clipping, the graphical clipping on, oops, the graphical clipping of these roof pieces is actually fine. They don't clip hardly at all. And I know that this isn't completely necessary where I'm putting these pieces right at the moment, but I'm sort of just doing it. I don't know that there's a drawback to doing it. So I'm just doing it just in case. A little bit of overlap there. I think I sort of got it handled from the underside here now. Okay, good. Alright, so we've got sort of our stationy look here. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do as far as that goes there. Let's see, if we go back to the wall pieces, can we do the wall piece sort of there? So we can do it right there, and if we make it the same height, not the same height. No, it's going to come up one more. There we go. Okay, so now, where will this actually go? I don't think I'm actually going to do this, but maybe it'll sort of help me get an idea. Oh, so we can put them right there. We can even put them right there. We can put them on the edge. That's interesting. We can sort of get right there. It's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to find a cutout piece that sort of goes along with this whole diner look that we've got going on right now. And we've got to figure something out there. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do now? So we've got the basic look, which is good. I sort of want to have, I want to have like this big grand thing in the middle. Even if it's not necessarily like the doorway of sorts. I mean, that looks pretty cool. I actually don't mind that. We've got this doorway, which hopefully is paintable. It is. We've got the shop front, sort of that accent. We've got, you know, sort of the rail car side thing going on. Yeah, like this is sort of the entrance. I'd like to have this sort of be. Oh, can I put this over the entrance? It's not. I can, but it sort of clips into there, and it's quite honestly, that's actually pretty obnoxious the way that looks. So I'm not gonna go for that at all. So I think maybe one of my options as far as covering that up over there. So I've got to find some sort of round roof piece. Oh, we've got diner columns. Oh, okay, these look cool. Got the drive-through supports. Oh, we can do all these cool things sort of off the sides. Yeah, and then we can do the drive-through support. We can do sort of these accent pieces. Yes, okay. This is going to be very cool looking. Let's see. What can I do as far as, let's do the column. I've got my white. I've got my gray. And then I've got my teal. Or my yellow. There's my yellow. And we've got my teal. So this is kind of what we're looking at. Oh, see, that looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to switch the teal and yellow on this so that's got more teal than yellow. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool. And we're still adding it to the building. Alright, so it's got position snapping on at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to place this. So let's click it. Let's get our X for advanced move. Perfect. And we're going to put this column sort of right on that piece that we can't cover. And I'm going to try and get a top-down view here as best I can, and I'll probably have to zoom out at some point. But I want it to be somewhat concentric, because I don't want it to be hitting that fence, and I want it to be somewhat concentric with sort of the edge here, which is going to be quite difficult to do because this has got a pretty large diameter on it. To try and eyeball it from here. Okay, so I think we want to come that way a little bit, and then, I mean, that looks pretty good right there right away. If we go there, and then slide it off until we don't cover it, so that we're just covering the whole thing. Do we clip into the fence? We do. So I don't want to do that. Bring it off just so that it's not clipping with the fence anymore. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do sort of that. I mean, the guests really shouldn't be walking over this way anyway. And they won't, because in this game they don't walk somewhere unless they have a purpose. So that's good there, and then we'll sort of line it up approximately there. And I think that looks pretty good. Now, you might be thinking this is going to look very tall, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to place the roof pieces so that instead of sitting on this top piece, they're actually sitting on this lower band here, because I think that's going to look pretty good. I think that's pretty close. I'm generally happy with that. So I'm going to click on this. Oh, still highlighted. Control X for the advanced duplicate and move. And you're going to come with me this way. And we're going to line it up in the same sort of way over here. It can go back a little bit. Right about there. Okay. So now, again, using these tools that I've learned, I've got the shift click, which is your advanced, which is your multi-select, and then I do advanced duplicate and move. I'm going to drag these guys with me here. And then I will go from this side, since there's less things to interfere with my view, and we'll sort of move them along this way until I feel that this is pretty good here, which is probably in that sort of spot. Maybe come towards me a little bit more. How about right there? How's that look? And then what about you over here? You probably look pretty damn good then. Yes, you do. Okay, so we're going to place those. So we've got these nice big columns now on the corners, which is going to support our roof. But then we'll probably put some smaller columns, perhaps in the middle or so. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty good so far. I do want to sort of come off the front and give it some layering looks, and I think I'd like to do that on the roof as well. So why don't we go to the roof, because we know we've got roof pieces. We've got these roof pieces that sort of light up, and we're probably gonna have to color these. So we've got the white, yes. Now this says it's white. So we can do this, and this is where sort of the smaller grid comes in, because this is sort of just a lining, but we want to have it sort of overhanging. So we're gonna have to do that. And this has like this piece sort of has, if I can find it, this sort of has like the drop, it's like the drop ceiling type of lighting on it. If we make this gray, does that change the color of the lights? Yeah, it does. But I don't know that those lights actually do anything. I mean, they look really good, but I don't know if they're actually functional lights. It's quite odd the way that they are in the game there. So you've got the lights there, so we don't really want to cover them up, so I think we're going to put them on that column, although we did say that we were going to bring it down some. So we'll bring it down height-wise until it's there. I think that looks good. Let's see, we want to change this. Do we want to change this to white so that the face is white? I think we do. Yeah, I think we want the face to be white, and then we can sort of do the gray bit on top. Maybe the whole bit needs to be white. What if I make everything white? See, the top still looks like slightly gray, so I think it's fine if it's completely white. Okay, so then let's change my light there to my yellow. Change this to my teal. So the teal's on bottom and yellow's on top. Is that how I want it? No, I want to switch it. I don't have a good reason why, because I could say, oh, I want it to be in the same fashion as what's on the bottom, and then I could say I could want it opposite, and I think both is justifiable. Okay, so this is right there, so it's got to go right here, and the drawback there is that column sort of sticks up there, but I don't really care. I actually think that looks quite fine, and again, from player height, you're never going to see that. So that'll be good. Let's get this guy over here. There, like so. So we're sort of getting our basic structure of this station sort of down. This is looking good. Okay. So now, oh, does that column? No, it doesn't clip. That's perfect. It doesn't quite clip with the fencing. Okay, so now we've got, I know that we've got these diner roof edges, and thank you very much. You recognize that I'm trying to build a similar piece and went with the same colors. How do I? Let's see if this clips badly. And if it does, what we need to do to fix it, I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. You can't even tell. This is starting to look really freaking good. And even the lights. I mean, the lights. At least it's symmetric. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, let's see. How are we gonna do the roof on this side? We'll have the overlap in the middle. That'll be fine. said 1 bit. 1 bit. Okay. So this is sort of the station, the look that our station has at the moment. I mean, it's quite large, but it's going to look very cool. And we're going to put more columns over here, I think. I think we'll do some more columns over there. We'll do some of the fencing, too. We'll do some of, like, the Art Deco style fencing that comes with the World's Fair pack. So what I'm sort of debating is if I want to put another layer of these lights, these light roofs, because I can pull it this way and sort of do that deal, and sort of have it be two-tiered so that it's right there. And that's more just a visual from off the ride, and I may do that actually. Let's see. So here's our diner roof, and I think what's interesting about this, I don't think this actually has lights on the underside. Which is fine because I want to do my own lighting anyway. Yeah, there's no lights on the underside there. So if let me put this away real quick because we're getting close to we're over 40 minutes already. Let me go into first person. So this looks pretty good so far. I mean, this has very classic sort of 1950s coaster station on it, and I think I kind of want to do. I did enclose the roof right here, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe I want to do a tiered roof. So maybe there's a bit going down the middle where it's elevated a bit more. And I think I will do that, but maybe I'll wait till the next episode to sort of edit that, because there might be some different looks that I want. So I mean, this looks really good right here at the current moment from the midway. I mean, this is going to look very, very good when we actually get along here. This is going to have a really nice look to it. So real quick, why don't we set it to nighttime? Yeah. So you can see how these lights are sort of they're very dim lights. They're just sort of brightly colored. They're not actually giving off much of any light. I mean, the light here is from the operator panel. But these lights here are the neon style, like drive-in movie type lights. And those look really good. Unfortunately, there's none of those. Unfortunately, there's none of those on those lower pieces. But this is going to have a very classic sort of vibe to it. And we'll do some more lights. We'll do some more lighting in there to get it to light up nice and bright. You know, we'll do some colored lights, and maybe we'll even hide them so we can continue sort of the neon look. But I think it's going to look really, really cool. And we're going to do this big fancy accent piece out front, like I sort of mentioned, sort of the big pillar that sort of breaks up the middle of it. We'll have a nice sign that has the ride name on it, and we'll make sure that all of our lights and everything, and we'll make sure the ride looks good as well. Whether it's with those chaser lights or the constant lights, we'll figure out a good idea for what we want to do there. So I think we will end this episode here. We've made some good headway here on the station construction of White Thunder here in Evergreen Groves on Planet Coaster. In the next episode, we will continue with this, and we will continue to make our station look fantastic and detailed, just like we have the rest of the park so far. And one thing I didn't do yet is I didn't actually find out the test results. And I think maybe I'll leave you in suspense for one more episode. Maybe in the next episode we'll do a test ride once we get a little bit more of the station done. And we can see how the station looks when we come into it. Because I think eventually what we're going to do is also put some sort of covers or awnings or something over the brake run. So that'll look kind of cool and sort of complete the classic look for it. So with that, I'll leave you with a view of the station that we have started to build here for White Thunder, and I will end this episode, and thank you for joining me once again, and hopefully I will see you next time.